Hi, my name is Mike Pennington, and this is my gold, silver, and dollar update weekly report. Today is Tuesday, September the 8th, 2009, and what a day it was. For the first time since last February, the price of gold surged over the $1,000 barrier and traded as high as $1,008. This move certainly highlighted my buy recommendation, which I made on August the 30th. Gold was trading at the time at approximately $942, and silver was at $14.50. And while I appreciated the nice comments from many of you this past week, you have to remember that these are volatile commodities. And while I still stand by my year-end predictions, along the way there will be many ups and downs, and so nothing goes straight up. We have to remember that. But also I want you to keep in mind that with silver and gold, the United States government will continue to do everything possible to halt this gold rally. Now, this is plain to see by observing the short positions in both metals. The President's Working Group on Financial Markets, through several large bullion banks, have shorted the metals like never before. As of last week, the 4 bullion banks, and I'm sure that you could name which ones they are short an incredible 25 million ounces of gold, which is more than 20% of the world's total production this year. And those same banks are short more than an astounding 255 million ounces of silver, or 38% of this year's production. These 4 banks then hold more than 80% of the total net gold short position. So when you look at today's market activity, it's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You know, it seemed like last night Europe had the audacity to steal New York's thunder by moving gold up over $1,000 during the evening. And when New York opened, it continued up until suddenly the bullion banks slammed the price down from $1,008 to $995. They jumped right in, and they take the short side of every long position. They can't be more obvious than that with their tactics. But this time, my friends, it is different, because many of the fundamental and technical reasons I presented last week, gold is still very firm, and any reduction in price is met immediately with buying from China, from wealthy people around the world, from hedge funds, from mutual funds, and from gold investors. They're all buying gold, including other central banks from Russia and India and Brazil. And they too are all buying gold right now. You have to ask yourself why. You also need to ask yourself another question. Not only why are they buying gold, but why is gold as high as it is, near $1,000 an ounce? If the United States economy is recovering and the recession is over and all is back to normal, like the government is trying to convince us, why are so many people buying gold? Well, isn't gold like a fire alarm sounding that something is wrong somewhere? And the answer, of course, is yes, it is. People buy gold as a hedge against the political mismanagement of its money, which results in either inflation or deflation. And so for protection, people flock to gold because it is the one real money. It is our only protection against the government that thinks there is an endless supply of money flowing to Washington, D.C. Estimates thus far is that over $13 trillion has been spent in bank, corporate, and welfare bailouts, both here and abroad. There was several other important geopolitical events that occurred last week that should continue to keep a fire lit under the price of gold. First, we should report that only about 1% of all U.S. citizens own any gold or silver. So as prices continue to rise, just think how many new investors will enter the market over the next 12 months. And just think what effect that will have on the price if ownership would increase, say, from 1 to 2%, or perhaps even higher. But this fact is small potatoes compared to the announcement last week in China. The Chinese government announced that they are encouraging every citizen that can afford it to buy gold or silver. The government announced that they will sell gold and silver bars through their banks. That's more than 1.3 billion potential purchasers. And just think of the impact that they might have on the future price of gold. And China's motivation very well could have been just a smokescreen to enable China to increase their own gold reserves, because they've gone on record saying that they want to accumulate more gold so that they can potentially in the future back their currency, the yuan, with gold. And so this is a strong signal that prices could continue with this increase for a long time into the future. China also announced last week that they requested from the LBMA in London all of their gold. They told London that they want all their gold returned to Hong Kong, where they built a secure facility to store it. So it kind of sounds to me like they don't trust the Brits, or the Americans for that matter, when it comes to accounting for actual physical metal. And I don't blame them, frankly. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if the LBMA doesn't have enough physical gold to even return to China. They will probably have to borrow from another central bank. Standard sleight of hand procedure from these banks. I also think it's very possible that the COMEX at the present time is out of physical gold. So it really doesn't matter whether you're talking about selling gold on the COMEX or settling gold contracts. They are using paper currency in attempt to replace physical metal. And it will never happen, my friends, because gold cannot be replaced by anything. And soon I predict that it will be impossible to buy gold or silver at any price. There will be too much paper trying to buy physical metal at any price they possibly can. And so for this reason alone, you should be accumulating gold and or silver right now while you still can. Before I conclude my report this week, I'd like to stick my neck out and make one more prediction. And that is, I believe gold will withstand the fierce attempt by the anti-gold cartel, and I believe it will continue to climb to a new all-time high. And so if you own gold right now, accumulate more if you can, but whatever you do, do not be tempted to sell it. If you do sell it, you're only helping the anti-gold cartel by providing them with physical metal that they so desperately need. If you don't own any gold or silver right now, buy whatever you can, because it's going higher, and it will protect you and your family. The paper greenbacks, the Federal Reserve notes that you own today, that you keep in your bank or in your home, will only continue to fall more and buy less. So this concludes my report for this week. Remember, if you wish to discuss any of these thoughts that I've discussed in this video, please don't hesitate to give me a call. If you want to buy or purchase gold or silver bullion, also feel free to give me a call, and we can discuss your personal situation with you. So until next Tuesday night at the same time, good evening to you and good luck.